The year is 1993. Bill Clinton is president, Jurassic Park is in theaters, and Microsoft just released Windows NT 3.1. I was preparing to head out to an oncology camp in Arizona, having no experience working with kids who had cancer. And being the resourceful person that I am, I picked up the phone and I called Inova and asked them who I could talk to, and they connected me to Lori Weiss.
Lois Lyons came to me to talk about the unique needs of children with cancer. So I took her to the pediatric oncology holiday party. She saw the potential of getting her colleagues at AMS to make it bigger and better.
We had the kids together in the physicians' conference room at Inova Fairfax Hospital, and we were able to transform that room into a winter wonderland, and you could actually see the immediate impact.
I didn't think I'd be able to volunteer and interact with the children and with the families. I didn't think I'd be able to hold it together. But then I came down, and you see the kids in their party dresses and their little suits with no hair, some of them with tubes coming out of them, and they're laughing, and they're dancing, stuffing bears, just like any other child their age. And I want to say, once someone started coming, they were hooked and came year after year.
That was also the time of Beanie Babies, and Lois had all these Beanie Babies that were donated to give to the kids. And that's how Lois met Rachel. Lois asked Rachel to pick out a Beanie Baby, and Rachel said, "Can I take them for my brothers and sisters?" And Lois said, "How many do you have?" And she said, 5. And Lois says that's when she fell in love with Rachel. That moment changed so many lives. You could say history was made, right?
I remember running my very first marathon with Rachel's picture on my back. We brought back the medal to Rachel, and she was delighted, but of course, she wanted to give it to one of her brothers.
Rachel and I were at the clinic with her mom and a lot of the other kids, and we were just hanging out. I had brought her a rainbow art kit. And as she painted the rainbows, she was talking to me about the pot of gold and how she wanted to go to the pot of gold and get it and bring it back and give it to all the other kids. But her biggest fear was if she had her brother drive, that he would speed and the cops would pull us over and someone else would get to that pot of gold first. At the end of our visit, she left me with 2 of her rainbow pictures. Following that clinic visit, which would turn out to be the last time I spent with her, I went off to physical therapy, where Dave and I, as always, on a daily basis, talked about Rachel.
She would always come in and talk passionately about her volunteer work she was doing and a girl, Rachel. And she would talk more and more about Rachel and passionate about Rachel and helping out these kids. She brought me in pictures that Rachel would make, you know, and it was pretty moving and motivating.
So I was walking out of the office and Dave called me and asked me if he could keep the pictures. And I looked at him and said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, it's raining out and I'd hate to see them get ruined." And that's when I knew that he would be a part of what was to become Teardrops to Rainbows.
I think I had a primary role in getting her involved and starting Teardrops to Rainbows.
Wait a minute. I think I was the one who encouraged her to do that. When she was leaving AMS, I said, "Lois, you need to follow your dream."
I beg your pardon, but it was in my office in Tyson's Corner that Lois expressed regret that she did not have the luxury of opportunity to pursue the idea. I advised that if she got that much energy and enthusiasm from the idea, then she could and should pursue it.
Not so fast. Lois called me many times to seek advice on how to get started with Teardrops. So we talked about it. You know, getting a small group together for dinner and testing it out was really the way to get it launched, because then she knew she had everybody hooked. And I think that was the key to give her the confidence to move forward.
Everybody gave her encouragement. Who actually inspired her to do it? Rachel. Rachel's family. That's the true inspiration for all this.
As we all know, before birth comes labor, and T2R was no different. Once I had Dave signed on, it was time to think about who else could help Teardrops to Rainbows get off the ground. So I remember thinking, Brian's a lawyer, Dave loves money, Kirsten started a business, Jen's extremely creative, and Matt, well, he's just a jack of all trades.
Getting Teardrops to Rainbows up and running was a team effort, with lots of time around a conference table, aka Lois's dining room table or Dave's PT office. I prepared the 501c3 application, and the business plan.
Yeah, I still remember opening up the Teardrops to Rainbows bank account. I was the first one to get the accounts up and running, and we're putting money into it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Brian?
Brian?
Yes, it's Brian. I might be in Boston now, but that doesn't mean you can forget about me. I drafted the Articles of Incorporation, the bylaws, and my parents were the first donors for the proof of concept. Also, as I recall, I originally inspired Lois to follow her dream.
Wait a minute.
The way this organization started was really a team effort among everyone, and everyone did bring their own, backgrounds and experiences and expertise.
I was doing what I could to help with the marketing, the fundraising, and the overall event planning.
One of our first, fundraisers, you can call it, was a fashion show. It was a little girl's little fashion show, and we were all excited about that.
So we were on a roll. We were making progress, we had done a couple events, but we kept thinking, what's going to be that thing to get us to the next level?
Well, I was now working at McDonnell Bradley, and the CEO, Ken Barty, was looking for a charity that the company could sponsor. I woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, Lois, Teardrops. So I introduced Lois to Ken, and the rest is history.
I see a group that had 50 guests in a small dining room that now has 500 attending the same event in a large ballroom. I see significantly more families being helped.
I think now about the last 10 years and how Rachel's life and her legacy has impacted so many families.
It's really the simplest thing in the world. Everyone has a desire to help others, especially those in need. That's why T2R has grown every year. It's why you're here, and it's why we're here celebrating 10 years.
I'm amazed at how far the organization has come from those early days, and further amazed that all of this progress has been made entirely through the work of volunteers.
I recognize it's a privilege to be able to participate in this organization. And so while we're with Teardrops, we need to make sure we're making a big impact.
Courage is having the heart, wisdom, faith, dedication, and perseverance to see something you're passionate about through.
I think about the courage of the people who got it started.
The people who jumped on board.
It takes faith. Faith to keep it going.
It takes wisdom. The wisdom to find new ways to help.
And it's all because of heart.
All of us together.
Together.
Today, we celebrate 10 years
of courage,
faith, wisdom,
and heart.
Today, we celebrate
the 10-year anniversary
of Teardrops to Rainbows.
I'm in the old groove it is. Well, I don't smile much anyway.
Okay. Are you filming right now?
Lois, I just want to say this to you. 10 years, pretty amazing. Started off with something that, was just an idea, and built it into what you see here today.
You've never asked for it, so I want to give it to you now. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for pushing all of us.
You allowed me and invited me to participate in the organization, and I have relished and cherished every moment of that time.
It's been our pleasure and delight to be part of it every step of the way, knowing that you're becoming all you can be and helping this organization be all it can be.
You are an inspiration, Lois.
You always look like a knockout.
Lois, I just really look up to you.
It's hard for me to fathom your dedication.
And you should be proud of what you've accomplished and how many people you've helped.
Lois, Julia and I want to congratulate you on 10 years of Teardrops to Rainbows.
It's a great, great achievement, and you should be very, very proud, as well as your mama.
Thank you for making my life better, and thank you for making all of these families' lives better. I love you.